reminder. Thank you, Miss Terry. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's give a big round of applause for Miss Terry. She does a wonderful job of keeping you guys up to date. She sends out the text messages, the email. She puts together this amazing data. I couldn't do what I do without Miss Terry. So thank you, Terry, for all of you do. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you and everyone else here in this call. So let's get started up. Welcome to the Power Up and the Market Update. Today is October 14th. It's Monday. It's the last quarter. These are the championship rounds, like I keep saying. This is when the difference happens in your business. Everybody that is here, you guys are going to impact your 2025 in a huge way. The first part of the conversation, I'm going to go into some data, market updates. And the second part of this conversation, I'm going to go into an exercise that's going to help you to get really clear of what you're going to do in the last quarter and also set you up in 2025. So I'm very excited about today's training. And let me go ahead and share my screen here. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can see my screen. Okay, cool. Miss Terry, thank you so much. I appreciate your participation. Everybody else, let's get it. Come on, get integrated. So remember to be present. Bring your full attention to the Zoom. Eliminate distractions as much as you can. Focus and stay with the conversation. Engage and drop insights in the chat. If you guys hear something I say or something you read on the screen and you're like, that's cool, drop it in the chat because I'm pretty sure that somebody else will also get value from that. Understand that how you do anything is how you do everything. So how you participate today on the Zoom is most likely how you participate in your open houses. It's most likely how you participate in your door knocking activities. It's most likely how you participate in your prospecting. It's most likely how you participate in life. So that's why I say what I say. We're not going to be taking any questions whatsoever at this point. All questions will be answered towards the end of the conversation. So the conversation today is elevate your real estate game, mastering your routines, goals, and growth. Okay, so we're going to get started up with affirmations. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, power up. We're going to do that 3 times. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and repeat the affirmation. And then we're going to just yell it at top of our lungs. So I encourage you guys to unmute yourselves at this moment in time. We are going to say the affirmations together. So if you're in if you are in a position where you guys can do that, go ahead and do that. I know I did these for a long time by myself in my car, yelling like a crazy person, and this got my energy right every single day. So I see a couple of you have unmuted yourself. So again, I'm going to go through the affirmations. I'm going to read. Come on now, let's get it, guys. So are you guys ready?
Let's go.
Yes, ready.
Yes. All right. All right. So 1, 2, 3, power up.
1, 2, 3, power up.
1, 2, 3, power up.
High energy
Three,
equals
power
high
up.
income.
High energy equals high income.
High
Energy equals high income.
High income.
Every day and every way I'm getting better and better.
Every day
and
and
every way
every
I'm
way
better and better.
better.
Every day and every way I'm getting stronger and stronger.
Every day and every way I'm
Every
getting
way I'm
stronger
getting
and
stronger and stronger.
Every day and every way I'm getting smarter and smarter.
Every day and every way
I'm getting smarter and smarter.
Harder and smarter.
I signed a new listing today.
I signed
I
a new
signed a new
listing
listing today.
I opened a new escrow today.
I
opened
opened a new escrow
today.
today.
I was born to win.
I was born to win.
I will never surrender.
I
I
will
will
never
never
surrender.
Surrender.
I will always keep growing.
I will always
keep
keep
growing.
growing.
I was born to be great.
I
I
was
was
born
born to be great.
Today will be the best day of my life no matter what.
Today will be
Today will be the best day of my life.
no matter what.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for participating and playing full out. I appreciate you guys saying these affirmations together with me because I really do believe, guys, high energy equals high income. So we're going to move into the second exercise because we just did the affirmations. By the way, this is part of my morning routine every single day. By the way, everybody that asked me, how do I get the energy? Besides a cup of coffee, I do affirmations and I run through this process. So I want you guys now to participate in the chat. Please go ahead and drop in some insights and what you could be grateful for, at least one thing. I know every single one of us can be grateful for at least one thing. I'm so grateful for to have woken up today. I'm so grateful to be here with this community. I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to share. And Kayla just said family. Thank you so much. To be mobile. Yes. What else? What else? Drop it into the chat. Flood the chat with gratitude. Health. Yes. Grateful for your health. Absolutely. I'm so grateful for winner God has designed for me to be. Yes, 100%. Family and work. Absolutely. Absolutely. Grateful to serve God, my family, and community. Yes, absolutely. I'm so grateful to see. I'm so grateful to hear. I'm so grateful to, have a roof over my head. I'm so grateful for the opportunity. I'm so grateful to be part of this amazing industry. So grateful for this amazing country. I'm so grateful to have all of you here with me today. So thank you guys for dropping in some gratitude, because gratitude is an abundance multiplier. So now, visualize now. Take a moment and visualize your outcome, okay? So in addition, I'm going to add something else, right? Because I every time this week, when I do this exercise, I have everybody visualize, right? Like I want you to create a mental movie in your brain about, being 12 months from now. I want you to pretend like you're October 14th, 2025, and, you've accomplished your goals, you signed the listings, you closed the escrows. What does your bank account look like? So I want you to create a mental movie of what that looks like, when you're stepping into it. But the second part, which is the most important part, I want you to feel the feeling of what it's going to feel like when you've achieved your goal. Because in visualization and manifestation, you have to incorporate both. It's visualization, creating that mental movie, but also feeling it. I want you to feel it in your heart. What is it going to feel like? Are you going to feel gratitude, excitement? Are you going to feel joy, happiness, passion, right? So I want you to visualize that and also get really clear of where you are in the world. How are you dressing? How are you walking? How are you talking? What kind of car are you driving? What kind of opportunities have presented themselves in front of you? So those are the kind of things I really want you guys to get connected with. And I practice this in the morning and also right before I go to bed. It makes a huge difference for me. So also, now moving on, our goal as a community is to serve 21,000 families, $10 billion in production, and to attract 10,000 agents. So thank you guys for being part of our vision. And our vision at Let's Grow Movement is to be the leading catalyst for transformation in the real estate industry. We aim to cultivate a global community of highly skilled, innovative, and successful real estate professionals who not only achieve their own ambitions, but also contribute to raising the industry standards. By harnessing the power of advanced technology, continuous learning, and a network of motivated agents, we strive to create a legacy of empowerment, abundance, and collective success. Through our efforts, we envision shaping a future where every real estate professional has the tools, knowledge, and support needed to thrive in an ever-evolving market and make a positive impact in the world around them. So that is our vision. And now we're going to go into a local market update. Again, these are the 5 counties that I'm keeping track of. I am going to go into a national market update, so stay tuned for that. I will share that. But LA, Orange County, San Bernardino, Riverside, San Diego, as you can see, there's a lot of activity, a lot of movement, a lot of properties being listed. Last 7 days, this is only 7 days, guys. 1,300 properties hit the market in LA, 446 in Orange County, 483 in San Bernardino, 722 in Riverside, and 655 in San Diego. Closed 1.2 billion in LA, 647 million in Orange County, 229 million in San Bernardino, 350 million in Riverside, and 512 million in San Diego County. So a lot of activity, a lot of movement. Just 5 counties, that's $3 billion in production, 2,700 properties, and $75 million in commissions paid. So I get excited every single week because I stay connected to reality, because I understand what is happening. So if you ever find yourself, talking to yourself a little bit and saying, I don't know that there's enough business. I don't know about these interest rates. I don't know about this inventory. Well, fill in the blank. I want you to get connected to reality, because the greater of a job that you do to stay connected to reality, the more that you could debunk your own BS that you tell yourself. So don't ever get disconnected from reality, because that's the biggest slippery slope to go downhill. So now we're going to go into a 2025 housing market forecast. We're going to go over mortgage rates. We're going to also look at the total sales and also the home prices. So this is by Selma Hepp, she's a chief economist, said that currently the economy projections for 2025 are also positive, which points to a positive outlook for the housing market, okay? So even if the average national home price forecast of 2025 is correct, it's possible that some regional housing markets could see mid-home price declines, while some markets may still see elevated price appreciation. And that's actually been the case for 2024. Some markets are doing greater than other markets, right? Different price points are doing greater than others. So that is going to basically be the tempo for 2025. So this is the home price forecast for 2025. So as you can see, right, if you average out all of these different institutions that are trying to tell us, kind of predict what's going to happen with prices, now they're indicating that the appreciation is going to be around 2.6%. And this is an average, right? So if somebody buys a house, it's going to go up by 2.6% conservatively. Goldman Sachs is probably the most aggressive one. They're saying, we're going to go about 4.3, 4.4, 4.3, with Wells Fargo. So at the beginning of the year, if you guys remember, I actually told you guys that this was going to be the year of the five. We were going to have, about, 5% appreciation, 5 million homes, and also about, five. What was the other five? I kind of went blank, but there was a year of the five. The interest rate was going to have a five in front of it, which we're very close to getting there, right? We got a little taste of it. And sometimes in different types of products, we do have a five. So this is year of the five, so we're kind of on track with that. So waiting until next spring or summer can also give you more inventory to choose from, but this is the highlight. But you'll likely be against greater competition since it's the peak of buying season, okay? So obviously a lot of you professionals already know that. This is the type of dialogue that we need to have with our customers. Them waiting next year, for the interest rates to be lower, that's most likely not going to be the best strategy because you already know what happened in 2020. People were paying $100,000 over asking price. I really do believe if we get into the five, in the very low five, we are going to see crazy amounts of activity, especially after these elections. So now these are the total home sales forecasts. So NAR said that we're going to have about 5.7 million home sales, MBA 5.2, Fannie Mae 5.2, and the average is 5.4 million home sales. So right on track with what we predicted at the beginning of the year, it looks like. Now, the total home sales forecast to rise, right? So you could see, right, in millions, right, from 2019 to 2025, look at where our inventory is, right? So 2019, we had 6 million, 6.4 million in 2020, 6.9 million, which was the biggest year, 2021. So we have a deficit of about 2 million properties across the nation right now. So this is why I feel very confident about prices and the stability of the market, because we would literally need 2 million properties just to get back to a normal market. In order for us to have like a downfall in the market, we would probably need 3 to 4 million properties, which would be double the amount. So we're way under in inventory, and supply and demand is the biggest principle in real estate. So over 1/3 of homeowners would be motivated move with rates under 6%. So over 1/3, right? So if rates are less than 6%, the 35% will be most likely to move. Less than 5%, 30%. Less than 4%, 21%, and the rate less than 3%, 11%. So, and some people, 42% of them say that the rates actually, no matter rate, decrease would even make them comfortable to sell. So a lot of people are just saying put, but these are just really, really powerful information to understand when you're having the dialogue. Because what you guys want to do as professionals is that you want to answer the questions that your customers are asking in their mind. Sometimes they're not going to say it directly to you, but they're going to have a question. And if you start to address these questions by giving them the data, then you're going to be that much more successful in helping them achieve their goals. And key word is their goals, right? At the end of the day, we're here to serve them and what they want to do. So more than half of homeowners would be motivated to buy with rates under 6%. So buyers for sure, they're like, yeah, if the rates drop, we're for sure entering the market. So look at that, 47% would enter the market if interest rates were under 5%. 52% under 6%, which we're already there. Rates in less than 4%, 38%, less than 3%, 20%. So, and then 38% of them, they already want to enter the market. So that's the latest and greatest stats, based on, a couple surveys that were done with buyers and sellers. So lower financial costs will likely boost demand by pulling affordability crunch a buyer off to the sideline. So this is by Wells Fargo. So another thing is these are the rate projections, right? Again, we're gonna, looks like we're gonna have a 5. So it looks like they're predicting that by Q1 we should have a 5 in front of the interest rate, as you can see. Q2, 5.87, 5.78 Q3, and 5.68 Q4. So we're definitely going to be with a 5 in front of it with all the indicators, especially based on the data that we pulled on CNE. So I think that we should, again, right, get our clients off the fence, because competition is going to definitely increase. So This is what the mortgage rates and projection with the 30-year fixed, and this is as of last month, September 2024. So you can see the actual, which is that big, orange line, and then you see the forecast with Fannie Mae, MBA, and Wells Fargo. Okay, so they're pretty much in alignment with what's happening with the trend right now. They're pretty spot on. So we expect the economy to land softly as the housing inventory continues to recover. This should put downward pressure on mortgage rates this fall and winter, and will set the stage for a much better season for homeowners in 2025. So the Fed interest rate cuts in general will bring about a lower mortgage rates, which will definitely boost the housing market, but it won't happen overnight. Okay, cool. So that's the latest and greatest data for the market update nationally, right? So what I encourage you guys to do, whatever stat stood out to you, create some content around it, right? If you guys are wondering, like, what should I talk about on social media? Well, take something that was said today and create some content around it. And if you're stuck and you don't know what to say, well, okay, use ChatGPT, and I'm pretty sure you guys could come up with some really brilliant ideas. So now I'm going to share with you guys a couple of brain tattoos, and then we're going to get into an exercise that I promise you will be extremely powerful for your last quarter here. So the first brain tattoo, right? Something I want you guys to memorize. Rest in the end, not in the middle. This, I think I heard Kobe Bryant say this, and this was such a powerful statement because it just shows the resilience, determination, the mindset of this man. And this is what you really have to do. If you are committed to being a champion in this business, do not rest in the middle. Rest in the end. You got work to do right now. And you got to roll up your sleeves. You got to take more action. When everybody is chilling, you got to go all in. So rest in the end, not in the middle. Another brain tattoo. Thank you, Teresa. Appreciate you, my friend. Whatever you focus on expands. Whatever you focus on expands. This is such a powerful principle. It's one of my favorite quotes. And I really want you guys to remember this, because when you catch yourself being in a low energy state, and that low energy state then starts to attract negative thoughts, then you start to think about these negative outcomes about your future and the industry and what's possible for you. Then again, whatever you focus on expands. So I want you to pretend like whatever thoughts you're continuously thinking about, you're making deposits every time that you think about them and you feel into it. Because when you start to think about those negative thoughts, you start to feel pretty bad. So it's a downward spiral. So again, whatever you focus on expand. So a couple of the things that I did today in this exercise could be something, or you can get yourself out there and do some physical activities or do something, whatever it is that you do that brings you back into joy and happiness and gets you into a good state. That's what you need to do every single day. Start your morning like that, because it's so imperative and important. So the next quote is, the questions you ask are more important than the answers you give. Great questions lead to great discoveries. Very powerful quote, guys. Like, the types of questions that you ask yourself are going to be the degree of success that you're going to be able to achieve. A lot of the times, I know a lot of us, like, well, I want the answer. I want the answer. But the most important part is to ask yourself these powerful questions, because when you tap into the question, you can create a new outcome, a new reality, a new possibility for yourself in your future. So now I'm going to ask you guys a quick question before we get into this exercise. But, there's about 68 of us that are right now live. And I'm going to do this exercise, and I promise you that this is going to be really powerful. I would just want your full commitment. If you guys are going to be here for this exercise, I'm going to run through it really fast. It's going to require for you to, probably get a notebook or something to write with. But I'm telling you, if you guys participate and you guys take action, this will give you a lot of clarity and power as we move forward. So can I have your word that if you're here in the exercise, you will stay here until the end? Can I have your word that we're all going to do that? Okay, put it in the chat. Just put it in the chat. Let me know if you guys are going to be here until the end of the exercise. I promise you, I'm not going to make you guys do something crazy. It's going to be really powerful, and you guys are going to love it. So thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Jay Street. Thank you, Carla. So like 5 of you, 6 of you. Okay, cool. Awesome. What about the other 60 of you? All right, cool. Can I have your word that you're going to be here until the end? And I'm also requesting, please, full participation. Full participation. Okay? Right now, we're not doing anything else but doing this exercise. So thank you so much for those of you that participated and dropped into the chat. I appreciate you guys. So again, what you're going to need right now is just a notebook or the notes in your phone, because you're going to have to write something down and then you're going to have to answer a question. So because of this powerful quote, I'm going to walk you through a powerful exercise where I'm going to ask you guys some very powerful questions, and I want you guys to answer them. And I'm only going to give you guys 30 to 60 seconds to answer each one of these questions, okay? 30 to 60 seconds, that's it. I know that some of the questions you might think like, well, I want to answer this question and I don't know what to, but I want you to bypass the doubt. I want you to bypass like, I don't know. And I want you to just write down whatever is in front of you right now, okay? So the first question that I want you to write down, the first question that I want you to answer for yourself is, what is my goal? What is my goal? And you have 60 seconds to answer this question. Write it down. You don't have to put it into the chat. Just go ahead and write it down for yourself. What is my goal? Better said is, what is my aim? And I want you to have a financial component attached to it, okay? I don't want you to just say, well, I want to sell more real estate. That's too general. I want you to be specific. How much money do you want to earn? How much money do you want to save or invest? How many clients are you representing? Right? I want you to get clear. What is your goal? And this could also incorporate some personal goals. I want you to write this down, okay? So for those of you that are listening to me speak right now, you should be writing down, what is my goal? And answer that question. And you have about actually 30 more seconds to answer this question, because I have another powerful question for you, okay? So please, what is your goal? It's very simple, very simple. And also, again, a lot of you are not hitting your goal. You're not hitting your target because you don't have one. So you have to have a clear goal, a clear outcome, okay? So what is your goal? You should be writing down something in your notebook, on your notes, on your phone. What is your goal? Okay. So now, moving on to question number 2. Question number 2, we're going to have about 60 seconds again. Why am I going to do it? Okay. Now you just answered the question of what your goal is. Now I want you to answer, why am I going to do it? Like, I want you to write down reasons. Like, why am I going to do it? Like, is it because it's a personal commitment that you did to yourself? Is it because you want to take your family on a vacation? You want to pay off some debt? You want to accumulate, some investments? You want to start your investing portfolio? Like, what is it for you? Why am I going to do it? Why am I going to do it? I want you to write down as many reasons as to why you're going to do it. Okay, it could be family. It could be your finances. It could be your confidence, right? Why am I going to do it? Get very, very clear about that. Write down as many things as you possibly can. Just dump it from your brain. You only have to 60 seconds. I want you to move fast. Don't think, just write. Okay? So now, with that, we're about 60 seconds in. So next question. Stop that question. You'll get back to it later. Don't worry about it. You'll still have it. Why is it a must? Why is it an absolute must? It's very similar to the previous question, but why is it a must? And better said, it's your standard. You see, in life, we don't get what we want. We get what we demand as a minimum. Your life, your finances, the kind of car you drive, everything in your life is a reflection of your must. You have a minimum standard. So why is this a must? Just write down as fast as you can. Write it down or move those thumbs, whatever you're doing. Write it down as quickly as you can. Don't think about it. Don't overthink it. I want you to just write it down. Just write it down, whatever you're thinking about. You're going to have time later to review it. I just want you to answer these questions authentically, whatever is coming out of your mind. Why is it a must? Why will you do this? Why are you going to hit this goal? And why is it an absolute must? Okay, so you guys got about 15 more seconds. Move. Write those down. Okay? So now we have another 5 seconds. Okay? Why is it a must? Now, question number 4. What am I worth every hour? I want you to think about that. What am I worth every hour? And if you guys don't have the formula, take the income that you want to make at the end of the year. Let's just say it's 500,000, right? And divide that by 2080. I want you to divide it by 2080. And I want you to write down for yourself, what am I worth an hour? What is my time worth? Okay? Everybody's answer is going to be slightly different, right? You could put, 500,000 divided by 2080. You could do 1,000,000 divided by 2080, 250,000 divided by 2080, 100,000 divided by 2080. Okay. So divide by 2080, and I want you to get an hourly rate. And I want you to write this down clearly for yourself. Okay. We got 10 more seconds on this one. Are you guys still with me? Let's go. Now, we're about, okay, let's go to the next question. What are my daily routines that will help me accomplish my goal? This is where I want you to get, again, write it down. You guys got 60 seconds. What are my daily routines that will help me achieve my goal? Like, what are the daily routines? Incorporate, gratitude. Is it journaling? Is it reading? Lead generation, follow up? What kind of routines are you doing daily? What are you doing daily? And everybody's response is going to be different. But what are you doing daily? Whatever you're thinking about, write it down. Write it down. What are you doing daily to help you accomplish your goal? Very, very important that you write this down, guys. Okay? Keep moving the pen or keep moving the thumbs. Write this down. What are my daily routines that will help me accomplish my goal? I know for me, I need to time block my lead generation in the morning, because if I don't do it in the morning, guys, I don't do it in the afternoon as much as I hope to do it. Because the most difficult part of the day is most likely, for a lot of us, lead generation. You got to get it out of the way first thing in the morning. All right, so 60 seconds is up. So now we're going to go into the next question, okay? I'm going fast. Let's go. What time will I wake up daily? What time will I wake up daily? I want you to write this down. This is a very simple one. I'm only going to give you 30 seconds for this one. But guys, this one is so important. A lot of you are just waking up late and you guys are missing your momentum. And you guys are waking up with a bad mood. Trust me, when I don't wake up at my typical time that I know I'm supposed to wake up and that I've agreed to because I put it on my calendar, I'm waking up at 5:30 in the morning. When I don't, I already feel my energy drop significantly. So what are you giving your word to? Like, what time are you waking up daily? I want you to set it up, because the most successful people in this world, they have a set time that they wake up, and they have a set time that they go to bed. They control their time. The time doesn't control them. So write that down for yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next question. You guys should have got that one. That one's pretty easy. Now, what does my morning routine look like? Right? What does that look like for you? Is it journaling? Is it meditating? Is it reading? Is it praying? Is it working out? Is it going for a walk? Is it hanging out with your pets, with your family, with your, having breakfast? What does your morning routine look like? Again, ultra successful people control the time that they wake up, they go to bed, and they also control what they do first thing in the morning. They have a specific routine. You got to understand that everything you do is programming you. So you have to program yourself to success. So you have to have a very successful morning routine. Okay. So we got about 20 more seconds. Keep moving that pen. Write that down. You guys are doing great. Thank you guys for staying on and participating. Just write down, move your thumbs, or write it down in your journal, whatever you're doing. 5 more seconds, and let's go. All right. Cool. So now go to the next question. What will I do for fitness? Also, a habit that I see ultra successful people have is that they are always doing something to impact their health. And I'm not talking about the way you look, guys, because a lot of people are like, well, I feel really good with the way I look and feel. Love it. I love that. But I want you to think about how you feel. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I've never gone to the gym and regretted it. I've never gone to the gym and said, wow, that was a total waste of time. I always feel better. Or I go for a walk, or I go for a hike, or sometimes I'm traveling and I just do 3 things, right? From my hotel room, I do 120 push-ups, I do 50 air squats, and I do a 2-minute plank. But I do those 3 things. I work out every single day. So you got to move your body, because the worst thing you could do is have any sort of stagnation in any area of your life. And by the way, it doesn't freaking matter how much money you make. If you don't take care of your health, it doesn't matter. You literally will give up every single goal you have just to be healthy. So what are you doing for your fitness? Anything. And I'm not going to tell you guys what to do. You decide what you want to do. Maybe it could just be walking, just literally walking for 25 minutes. Start with something. But what are you going to do for your fitness? Okay. So now we got 5 more seconds. Write that down. Now, the next question, how am I going to show up this week? Right? What is going to be your energy throughout the week? I want you to actually create it, because a lot of you are just dragging yourself into the day and the week, and you're like, well, this is the way I feel. But if you do everything, right, that you just wrote down here in these previous questions, you're actually doing things that are going to help you to feel way different, and you're going to show up way different. Okay. So how are you going to show up this week? Is it going to be excited? Is it going to be enthusiastic? Is it going to be focused? Is it going to be grateful? Is it going to be hungry? How are you going to show up this week? I want you to write that down. Just again, don't overthink it. I don't want you to sit there like, how am I going to show up? Write it down. Write it down. You're way smarter than you think. You guys are all geniuses. You have wisdom within you, and all you got to do is move those thumbs, move that pen, write it down. How am I going to show up this week? Okay. Got about 10 more seconds. Now, next question. How am I going to keep myself focused? Okay. We have a massive amount of distractions, guys. There is weapons of mass distractions with everything that is out there. Weapons of mass distraction. So how are you going to keep yourself focused? Are you going to, put stuff on your calendar? Are you going to create a bunker, which I recommend? If you have a home office, you got to create a space for yourself when nobody can talk to you, and distract you. You have to have a closed door where you can actually do your work. And also, if you're going to an office, guys, how are you going to keep yourself focused? Because you're going to bump into people, they're going to waste your time. How are you going to keep yourself focused? You need to create a bunker for yourself. It's very important, because everything we just talked about, if you have no focus, it's not going to get executed. It's just wishful thinking. Next question. Okay. How am I going to develop myself this week? What are you going to do to develop yourself? Are you going to pick up a new book? Are you going to sign up for a webinar? What are you going to do this week? Right? How? Because again, ultra peak performers, they constantly develop themselves. Guys, one of the things that I know for sure myself, guaranteed, because I've gone through a ton of seminars, a ton of books. I've spent over $400,000 in personal development. What I can guarantee you that I know is that I don't know. That's the one thing that I can guarantee you that I know. I don't know anything after everything that I've learned. So how are you going to develop yourself? Be a student. No matter what you've learned, no matter how far you've come, you always have something more to learn. By the way, leaders are readers. You have to read, do something. Okay, cool. Now, next question. How am I going to keep myself organized? Right? Are you going to use specific tools? Are you going to use specific technology? Are you going to use your journal? Are you going to have a spreadsheet maybe on Google, right? Because you can get a Google spreadsheet and keep track of everything. So how are you going to keep yourself organized? This kind of connects to, how am I going to keep my own score, right? How am I going to keep myself accountable? How am I going to keep myself organized? Very important. Very important. Write it down, write it down, write it down. Okay. So now, next question. How am I creating a system and process to prepare to delegate? And I know most of you are looking at this question. I'm like, I'm not prepared to delegate. I got that. But I want you to pretend, and again, this is part of the mindset. I want you to pretend that your business will grow so much that you are going to need to delegate. You are going to need support staff to support you on your journey. So how are you creating a system and process to be prepared? Some of you already have my SOP book, so use that. That might be part of your, kind of like the way you're going to be prepared. But I have a bonus thing for you. Everything you guys do that's repetitive every single day, I want you to start to record your screen. If you're writing up an offer, if you're inputting a new listing, if you're posting on social media, everything you do that is repetitive, I want you to record it and store it in a Dropbox. Because one day when you staff somebody that's going to help you, they're going to be able to use those videos and they're going to be able to create SOPs, standard operating procedures, or run the way that you do it. How do you manage customer relations? How do you handle it when you open an escrow? How do you handle it? How do you keep your clients up to date? How do you handle it when a lead comes into your open house? What happens after the fact? I want you to write all that down. Because again, even if you don't have the capacity to do it, I want you to pretend like you will, because one day you will. Okay? Really powerful question. Now, next question. When am I going to set time to go over my finances? It's very important that you guys are managing a profit and loss, right? I want you guys to understand how much money is coming in and how much money is going out. I want you guys to use your discernment to understand when it's time to spend and when it's time not to spend. It's the green light, red light. Okay. Sometimes you're gonna have extra cash flow that you can invest into systems. Sometimes money is not going to be the same. So how are you, or when are you going to put it on your calendar? That's actually what I want you to do. I want you to look at a date on your calendar, at least once a month, where you can actually go over your finances and you're actually looking at your profit and loss and you're looking at how much money is coming in versus how much money is going out. Because that's where a lot of the pain comes in, by the way, guys. As real estate agent, we're good at a lot of the other stuff, and the financial part is a big lack. So I want you to incorporate it into your calendar and just sit with yourself once a month at least to start. And that's going to build a habit, and it's going to help you to be more hyper-focused, even if it's just reviewing your bank account. That's it. Just start highlighting stuff. Okay. Next question. Who will I share my goals with this week to hold me accountable? Besides me, by the way. You guys can contact me. You can share your goals with me. But who are you going to share your goals with this week to hold you accountable? Because this is the biggest problem right here. A lot of us, right? Nobody here, by the way, but a lot of people, they have this big goal and they don't tell anybody. And yes, I think there is a degree of silence and work ethic that you have to do and not tell people. But you should have at least one or two trusted individuals in your life where you can share your goals and they can hold you accountable. Okay? So who will you share your goals with? I want you to pick somebody in your life that will remind you. It might be your spouse. It might be somebody, your brother, sister. It might be your best friend. Somebody that can hold you accountable. Somebody that won't let you off the hook, by the way. Somebody that's a little bit kind of gives you shit when you don't do your stuff. That's probably the best person. Don't pick the easy person that's going to let you get off the hook. And also pick somebody that's up to something in their own life. Because if they're not up to something in your life, they're not going to care about your goals. Okay? All right, next question. How many conversations will I have this week? Okay? If you guys have been to our trainings, you guys already understand that it takes about 28 conversations for a transaction. 28 conversations to a transaction. So, how many conversations are you going to have this week? I want you to write it down. I want you to decide. This is part of you creating your week. Hey, how many conversations am I going to have? And I want you to write it down. Even if you've written it down in the past and you haven't done it, forget it. I want you to reset everything. This is your time. You're going to do it this time because now you can have accountability. Now you can have the why, right? We have really good questions that are building this up. Okay. We got about 15 more seconds. How many conversations will I have this week? This one actually should be very easy. Just write it down. Actually, I'm going to move on to the next question. You guys don't need more time. Just decide. Okay. How many appointments am I going to set up this week? Write it down. About 30 seconds on this one. How many appointments am I going to set up this week? Appointments. If you don't even have it as a goal to set up an appointment, you're not going to have an appointment. I talk to a lot of people that are like, I don't even know what I'm going to do. I'm like, that's why you're getting lousy results. How many appointments you can set this week? Oh, well, it's because I didn't set up any appointments last week. That doesn't matter. How many appointments you can set up this week? Write it down. Okay. Next question. How many listings will I take this week? Leo, I've never even taken a listing. I don't care. If you don't even have it as a goal to take a listing, you're never going to take a listing. How many listings? And every single one of you, if you've never taken a listing, I want you to put at least one listing this week. If you don't have an aim that I'm getting a listing this week, you'll never get it. So at least one. Okay, about 15 more seconds. How many listings are you going to take this week? All right. Next question. How many escrows am I going to open this week? Leo, I didn't open up an escrow in like the last 3 weeks to 4 weeks, a month. I don't care. How many escrows are you opening this week? This is the new week. This is the new day. This is a new you. You got this. How many escrows? And again, if you're in a funk and you haven't opened up escrows, at least one. If you don't have a goal to at least open up one escrow, guess what? I can predict your results. It's going to be 0. Okay. Next question. What time will I prospect and is it in my calendar? What time will I prospect and is it in my calendar? A lot of the times when I coach somebody on a one-on-one and they tell me how much of lousy results they're getting, I ask them, show me your calendar. Not to be mean, but show me your calendar, guys. Like, seriously, if you guys can't show me your calendar of what you're doing, therein lies your biggest problem. So what time are you going to prospect and is it in your calendar? It has to be in calendar. I like to use Google Calendar. Some of you like to write stuff down and like to have an actual calendar. I don't care, an Apple Calendar. Whatever calendar you use, just use one. But you have to time block it. Okay? Next one. Who are the top 10 people? I want you to write down 10 names. Who are the top 10 people that I need to connect with this week? Who are the top 10 people that I need to connect with this week? Hint, hint. These are people that are, you know, probably referral partners, people that are very influential, people that own businesses. Okay. Who are the top 10 people that you need to connect with this week? Who are the top 10? If it like boiled down and you failed at everything else and you just talk to these 10 people, if you actually talk to them, it would move your business forward. Okay. Who are the top 10 people? You guys got about 30 more seconds on this one. I want you to think about this and just write down 10 names. 10 names. Who are the top 10 people that you need to connect with this week? Okay? Don't overthink it. Just write it down. I can already hear you guys overthinking. Like, whoa, is it somebody I already talked to? No, it doesn't matter. Just write down 10 names. Okay. So another cool thing, somebody brought this up to my attention in an exercise, in a training that I did. So I want you to answer this question. How am I going to show up for my family this week? There was somebody and I don't remember where I heard this, but there was somebody that I think it was Darren Hardy that asked a guy and said like, hey, why are you doing all this? He's like, I'm doing it for my family. And then Darren Hardy tells him, show me your calendar. And then he looks at his calendar and he looks back at the guy and he says, you're full of shit. He's like, your family is nowhere in the calendar. He said, how are you doing everything for your family and they don't show up not even once in your calendar? So how are you going to show up for them? All right, just write that down for yourself. Okay, about 10 more seconds in this exercise. So now, last question, guys, last question. One more. Okay. What trainings am I going to take this week? You guys already know. We got 18 trainings this week, guys. 18. Mo out of Bakersfield doing a phenomenal job of doing a skills mastery every morning, Monday through Thursday. Right? There's just power up. There's a realtor mastermind on Wednesday. There's certification courses. Right? Look at the calendar and please book it on your calendar and say, you know what? I'm taking this class, this class, this class. I'm not saying take all of them, but which classes are you actually going to take this week? We put in a big menu because some of you are focused on different things. Some of you are focused on commercial, luxury, residential, skill building. Everybody's at a slightly different level. So what trainings are you going to take this week? Okay. All right. We got about 10 more seconds. All right. So now, I want you guys to stop the exercise now. I'm pretty sure you guys are like, whoa, that was a lot of questions I just had to answer. I probably, I want you guys to put it in the comments. What was your breakthrough, or what was your aha, or what was your realization by answering these questions? Put it in the chat. What did you realize by answering these questions? Are y'all like, damn, this was not good? Come on, guys. Participate. Participate. My questions were far from productivity. I have work to do. I need to be more organized. What else? What else did you realize by doing this exercise? Need to focus on time management. Yeah, time management. Just because of your guys' feedback, I'm going to do a training on time management, and I'm going to go deep. Accountability and time blocking, being accountable and writing things down. I'm not fully connected to what I say and I want to create. Okay, thank you so much for that. I need to use my own schedule better to control the day. I need a meal prep. Yes, exactly. I need to schedule my family time in my calendar. Yes, time management. I love this, guys. Thank you, guys. I need to put things on my calendar. Yes, time blocking, showing up for my family. I will share a list of questions with my sister. Yes, I need to focus on follow-up and family time. Time management and more organization. Yes, need to do what I say I'm going to do. I need to catch up on my 5-week planning. That's powerful. Was this powerful for you guys? Honestly, I was thinking about what I could do that was most effective for you today. And I wanted to create this. This was more of a training workshop. So thank you. Thank you for your feedback. I really appreciate it. But based on your guys' feedback, I'm going to create a very powerful class on time blocking, time management. So stay tuned for that. Okay. I got a couple of things, more things to share, and then we'll be wrapping up today. And yes, the recording will be sent out to all of you. So the recordings are also posted in this Facebook group. So just a reminder, this is the Let's Grow private Facebook group. So if you're not part of this, please scan the QR code, make sure that you're part of this. All the trainings, reminders, and everything go out in this private Facebook group. And then also, I'm going to remind you guys of the weekly trainings, right? I told you guys it was a bunch of trainings. So this was dropped in our WhatsApp. This was sent via text. This was sent via email. This was posted on the private Facebook group. I mean, Terry does a daily drop of these reminders, guys, but we have a lot of really powerful stuff. Skills mastery, KV Core for your CRM commercial. We have DLE Mastermind, which is really powerful, right? Which is all about taking listings, revenues, again, your certifications. Many of you have still not done your certifications with revenues. There's 8 different certification courses, and they're free. I think if people start charging for it, you guys will probably do it, but please take advantage of it. Okay. Also this week, we have a very powerful training with these amazing ladies out in the city of Upland. So if you guys are in Upland or nearby, this event's going to be super powerful, and it's all about unleashing your inner queen. So Cynthia Quinones, Limaidi, Amanda, Alicia, Annabelle, these are all powerful top producing gals that are going to be sharing how to unleash your inner queen. Really powerful stuff. Do not miss out on this event. The other thing is that, Mr. Joseph is also hosting an LA Style Magazine, Top 100 Industry Leaders, Law, Medicine, and Real Estate. So this is going to happen in Pasadena. There's going to be an invitation sent out via email and also posted in the WhatsApp chat. So just in case you guys are wondering how to register for that. And we are literally days away, a couple weeks away from EXPCon. And if you haven't got your tickets, you guys can still get tickets, because I still think there's some tickets there. Make sure you make it out to EXPCon. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be super awesome. And I'm looking forward to hanging out with all of you. We're also having a Halloween bash hosted by the mortgage lenders, Golden Coast Escrow, and ourselves here at Let's Grow Movement. This is going to be at Time Nightclub, October 30th at 8:30 p.m. You're going to be able to, dress up. We're going to have a lot of fun. This is going to be a $1,000 cash prize, guys. I mean, this is going to be super cool. And we did an all-white party, I think, about 30 days ago, and it was awesome. So if you guys went to any of our previous parties, you guys know that we have a lot of fun. So make sure that you guys remember about that. Now, last 2 slides or 3 slides that I have for you. Remember this, guys. These are the championship rounds. If you guys were boxers, like these are like the last 3 rounds, these are the championship rounds. how you behave these last, 90 days, less than 90 days that we have, I promise you, if you go all in and you implement right now, you guys are going to have an amazing 2025. I promise you. So don't take time off right now. This is the time to go all in. Last but not least, I believe in you. Many times in my life, I've gone through a lot of challenges, and there's always been at least one person that has believed in me, that has reminded me of my own greatness. So if you are in a position right now where you're dealing with something and you haven't heard these words in a while, I believe in you. If you're here, I believe in you, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for showing up. So now, last but not least, this is a newsletter. Will have access to all of the different trainings, all of the updates. So make sure you scan that if you want to take action on the different trainings there. But thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Miss Amanda, I saw a video that helped me type out your future life and go crazy with your imagination. Put it into ChatGPT and tell it to write down your story and your goals. Then after it produces a story, tell ChatGPT, make a routine accomplish story. It was amazing. I love it. Thank you for sharing, Amanda. Cool. I'm gonna take myself and the screen off the camera here. I have like 3-4 more minutes. So, hey, I'll open it up for questions. I'll open it up to ahas. If not, we'll wrap up today. I think it was a very powerful training. I appreciate you guys participating and playing full out. I said, hey, can I have your word to stay? And all of you stayed. All of you stayed here for the entire exercise. So thank you so much for taking action today. All right. Awesome. Appreciate you guys. Let's create a great day. I'll see you guys at the next training.